Now on WRDE Coast TV.
It's a first alert weather day for Delmarva. It's quiet, warm, and muggy now, but strong to possibly severe storms are expected later today and tonight. I'll break down the risks and have more on the heat coming up.
More marijuana sale bans. The latest coastal community considering a move to limit access to the drug.
Maryland marijuana recreational use now legal in the state, but with some restrictions.
Preferential treatment questions. The differing views on how the president's son was treated during the federal investigation into his tax evasion.
More money for Maryland's government. The big hike in the state's gas tax that drivers are feeling when paying at the pump.
From the beaches to the bay, coverage you can count on. WRDE Coast TV News Today. Your morning news starts right now.
Good morning. It is July 3rd, 2023. I'm Matt Pensick.
Good morning. I'm Paige Marley.
And Paige, thank you for everyone out there for being up with us during this 5 o'clock hour. A muggy, sticky, dare I say, sweaty start to this early morning.
It felt like it, even just walking from the car into the office today.
Yeah.
Not great. Yeah, so let's send it over now to First Alert Meteorologist Bob Trahy because he starts us off this week with another First Alert Weather Day. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning, Paige and Matt. It is a First Alert Weather Day, not for the heat, but for the storms. We'll get to that later, but it is that air you can wear this morning. My goodness, look at this. Still 82 in Georgetown. 79 in Millsboro, 79 Bethany Beach, 80 in Rehoboth Beach. It is that warm and muggy out there. That means it's going to be a hot day. The winds are light right now. We're looking at partly cloudy skies, and things are quiet on the radar right now, but we've got building heat through the day, and with disturbances back to the west, that could trigger big storms later on. But as we go through the day, it's the heat. Temperatures warming through the 80s to the 90s. By noon, it's in the low to mid 90s. Inland areas feeling like triple digits at times. You want to stay safe out there. Stay hydrated with water. Take frequent breaks. 95 in Georgetown, 96 in Millsboro, maybe 97 in Long Neck later on. And then this evening, those storms come in. Could be hefty, maybe strong to severe. But today, be careful out there. Take it slow. And the heat temperatures warming into the 90s. I'll have more on the heat, the storms, and the 4th of July forecast coming up in just a bit.
All right, thank you, Bob. Just hours ago, several first responders arrived at the scene of a serious multi-car crash in Felton.
Yeah, this happened around 7:15 last night.
Yeah, Delaware State Police say the accident happened at Reeves Crossing Road and Route 13, and they say the road had to be closed off so that first responders could work to help the victims.
And that accident involved 2 cars and multiple people had to be taken to a nearby hospital. Well, the Delaware prosecutor in the Hunter Biden case is denying claims he retaliated against the IRS official who testified in that case. David Weiss sent a letter to the House of Republicans Friday defending the investigation into Biden's finances, which resulted in him taking a plea deal with the Department of Justice. In the letter, he said he, quote, did not retaliate, end quote, against Gary Shapley, one of the IRS officials who testified in that case. Testimony from Shapley and the unidentified agent detailed what they called a pattern of slow-walking investigative steps and delaying enforcement actions in the months before the 2020 presidential election won by Democrat Joe Biden. Last month, Hunter Biden reached a plea deal with the Justice Department that likely spares Biden from behind bars.
Marijuana debate along the Delaware coast continues. Fenwick Island is now considering following other beach towns' lead in banning the sale of marijuana even after it is legal in the state. Smoking of any kind, including marijuana, is already banned on the beaches in Fenwick Island. No decisions were made in these opening discussions by Charter and Ordinance Committee. But committee members all seem to favor the idea of being consistent with other beach towns. That recent marijuana bans like Ocean City and Dewey Beach, the committee will now have the town solicitor write a potential ordinance that will lead to banning the sale of pot.
You know, the state has an awful lot of rules and regulations. We need to make sure, number one, how understand those, and then make sure we fit into what the state is providing.
And discussions on what to do about marijuana will continue throughout the summer.
Recreational marijuana now legal in the state of Maryland. As of July 1st, people 21 and over can buy, use, possess, and even grow a small amount of pot. Saturday morning, people were lined up outside of dispensaries in Maryland waiting to be among the first to legally buy marijuana for personal use. However, there are some restrictions to the new law. A person cannot carry more than 1.5 ounces of marijuana. You can only grow 2 small plants. Using marijuana in public is still not allowed, so you will have to smoke in private. Also, marijuana cannot be taken outside of the state since it is still illegal under federal law.
First full week of paying more at the pump in Maryland. Gas tax now in effect in the state that went up. On Saturday, the tax rose 10% from 42.5 cents to 47.5 cents. The Joint Republican Caucus says Maryland gas taxes are linked to inflation through a law. That means the state can increase the tax automatically as inflation increases. The caucus also called on the General Assembly to convene in a special session Saturday to address the gas tax increase.
Over the weekend, Maryland State Police focused on protecting drivers and pedestrians from dangerous drivers. The police worked with the State Police Impaired Driving Reduction Effort Team to accomplish this. Troopers from 28 barracks, including Wycomico County, increased enforcement efforts to look out for drivers who are speeding, driving aggressively, or seem to be distracted. Troopers from the Salisbury barrack paid closer attention to Route 50 and 13 over the weekend and will continue to do that into July 4th.
Across the Chesapeake Bay, police have identified the 2 people killed during a mass shooting in Baltimore on Saturday. They are 18-year-old Ilea Gonzalez and 20-year-old Kailas Fabimi. Investigators say 28 other people were wounded during the shooting that erupted at an annual block party in the Brooklyn Homes neighborhood. Police say the victims range in age from 13 to 32. They say at least 2 shooters were involved, and the suspects remain at large. Investigators say it's still unclear whether the people shot were targeted or if this was just a random attack. In response to the shooting, Maryland Democrat Councilman Mark Conway is asking for what he calls, quote, real policy and real action.
We need real policy and real action from folks that have an ability to make a change here. And I think, we have to have some conversations at the federal level and push those that have the power to do some change here.
Baltimore Mayor Brandon Scott spoke out after the shooting. He says while homicides in the city are down by 20%, there is still clearly more work to do to reduce violence in the city.
The Secret Service found an unknown item on the White House complex Sunday. The discovery prompted local roads in the nation's capital to be briefly shut down there near the White House. White House grounds were also evacuated as a result. D.C. Fire and EMS responded to evaluate the item, and the item in question was later deemed non-hazardous, and those road closures were lifted.
Millions of Americans are preparing to spend the Independence Day holiday with family and friends after a record-breaking travel weekend. Air travel is expected to be at or near capacity later this week as holiday travelers begin their journey home.
NBC's Bree Jackson shows us now how severe weather in parts of our country is threatening to throw a wrench into people's travel plans.
Millions of travelers are hitting the airports over the July 4th holiday. The TSA screening more than 2.8 million passengers on Friday alone. The high volume comes after a rough week of cancellations and delays.
Most passengers understand that no one can control the weather, but anything that's under the control of the airlines and anything that we can do on the FAA side, we need to continue pushing to make sure that there's the smoothest possible experience for air passengers everywhere.
Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg says the Biden administration is working to help reduce travel troubles.
Even as we're holding the airlines accountable on customer service, we're also partnering with them at the operational level to solve those tactical problems that can come up hour by hour when you have a thunderstorm, a staffing issue, or anything else.
Airports nationwide ramped up staffing and are taking measures to prepare for this holiday's rush, including at Chicago's 2 airports.
We're still certainly up from the pre-pandemic times.
AAA says despite passengers paying 40 to 50% more for flights, bookings are not slowing down.
We also know people are looking to take more generational trips with families, take some of those larger trips that maybe they had to put off. So, across the board, it's a good sign, certainly, that travel is coming back.
The summer travel season is off to a busy start. In Washington, Bree Jackson, NBC News.
And AAA predicts air travel will set a new record this Independence Day holiday. The previous record of nearly 4 million air travelers was set in 2019.
We still have a lot more news to get to this morning on Coast TV News Today.
Now, coming up, driver holiday safety. AAA Mid-Atlantic is projecting over 100,000 will travel to Maryland and Delaware for the holiday. The two states asking drivers to be extra careful and alert when behind the wheel.
Also, a local studio teaches kids self-defense. What the owner says this program aims to accomplish.
And what supporters are calling preserving Cape Henlopen State Park. The measure on its way to Governor Carney's desk that would block any restaurants from being built on its land. That and more when Coast TV News Today continues.
Today at 4 on Coast Life, we are revisiting an old favorite. Learn from expert prop masters and travel to Barn Hill Preserve where kangaroos and sloths become a thrilling part of your day. Coast Life today at 4 on Coast TV.
All I wanna do is have some fun.
Sunkissed Summer Mixtape on 102.5 WBOC.
Brought to you by Baths by Spicer Brothers.
I'm not sure what happened, but my teeth were not where they used to be.
I didn't like my gaps. I had some crowding, so Smiles Correct worked great for me.
Custom clear aligners made right here in our office.
At a much lower cost to you.
Smiles Correct aligners are made from a digital scan of your teeth. That's precision you can't get online. The fit can be customized, and you don't have to wait for them to be shipped into the U.S.
My trays were ready in no time.
And 2 orthodontic specialists
to ensure your treatment's success. Get Smiles Correct at Tillman Orthodontics.
Everyone deserves to be remembered with dignity and respect. The Eastern Shore's most trusted experts in funeral services offer another option for those seeking a simplified alternative. Eastern Shore Cremation and Funeral Services is simple and affordable, serving Delaware, Maryland, and Virginia with convenient phone or virtual consultations. And e-signing makes our streamlined documentation quick and easy. Learn more at easternshorecremation.com. Eastern Shore Cremation and Funeral Services in Berlin. Simply respectful.
Delmarva homeowners know metal roofs are strong protection for their homes. With increasingly wild weather patterns, aluminum shingles are more reliable, energy efficient, and warranted to withstand hurricane-strength winds. As Delmarva's exclusive Permalock dealer, Delmarva Metal Roofing gives you a lifetime warranty on materials and workmanship. This week only, spring into savings with 0% down and $1,000 off your new roof. Delmarva Metal Roofing, Delmarva's lifetime roofing solution.
It is 5:12 on this muggy and warm Monday morning. 78 in Laurel right now as we've got partly cloudy skies, and we've got 82 in Georgetown right now, 80 in Rehoboth. If you don't have AC, you're hurting. 77 Delmar, 76 Redden, and Milton, 78 degrees. We've got partly cloudy skies right now. It should be dry, hot and humid much of the day. And then farther back to the west, we have a cold front that will start to bring in some showers and storms later on. But I think if you are headed to work today, it's just going to be warm and muggy. Make sure that AC is charged up in the car. Temperatures into the 90s, feeling like triple digits later on. For your afternoon commute, hazy, hot and humid. Then those storms roll in later this evening. I'll have more on that coming up in just a bit.
It is nearing the end of an effort of what supporters say will help preserve Cape Henlopen State Park. Both houses of the Delaware General Assembly passed a bill dealing with building a restaurant on park land. Now, it was at a public hearing hosted by DNREC earlier this year that about 1,000 people came out to hear DNREC speak on plans for the park. This included a proposal to build a restaurant bar on the dune next to Hawk Watch. The public there was overwhelmingly against the restaurant, causing DNREC to pause the plan. But this Senate bill would terminate the plan altogether. The bill is now with Governor John Carney. For people driving in Milford, coming up this week, the northbound ramp from Route 1 to South Rehoboth Boulevard, it will be closed. It is for bridge maintenance and repairs. The ramp will be closed starting Wednesday, July 5th, and it's expected to be closed through mid-August.
United Airlines hoping to avoid a repeat of cancellations and delays it experienced last week. United's CEO Scott Kirby says the airline is working with the FAA and Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg to make some improvements. Bad weather in the Northeast coupled with FAA staffing shortages led to hundreds of flights getting canceled or delayed, especially at Newark International Airport. Kirby says some changes are in the works that include updating and improving technology, working with Port Authority to get more gates at the airport, and balancing departures and arrivals better at Newark. Hashtag Twitter down was trending on Saturday. Thousands of users got messages saying rate limit exceeded. What appeared to be an outage turned out to be a temporary policy change. Twitter CEO Elon Musk posted that due to extreme levels of data scraping and system manipulation, the social media platform was imposing limits. And get this, when CNN reached out to Twitter for comment, the platform responded with an automated poop emoji.
Still ahead, trying to get in front of bullying in schools. One local studio is teaching kids how to defend themselves.
And it's a warm and humid start to our day. It's a first alert weather day for late day storms and possible severe weather. I'll have more on that and more on the hot and humid weather on the way. Details after the break on Coast TV News.
This world is full of stinky things. Your water shouldn't be one of them. Water won't stink with Shore Water Refining. Be sure about your water quality with a free water analysis from Shore Water Refining.
Need help giving a gift? Make your loved ones feel special. Celebrate their birthday. Congratulate a colleague's achievement by sending them a shout-out through Delmarva Life Occasions. All for free on delmarvalife.com. Upload a picture with a message about the special celebration. Delmarva Life Occasions is brought to you free by Island Creamery, found in Chincoteague, Salisbury, and Berlin.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Soto Concepts. Today we're at Fish On in the Villages of 5 Points. Come check us out. Fish On is committed to serving beautiful, simple coastal cuisine in a cool atmosphere with a happening bar, spacious dining room, and outside patio. Popular dishes include the seafood stew and fresh oysters from the raw bar. Fish On's recently renovated event room and is the perfect spot for your next event. Fish On in Lewis in the Villages of 5 Points, open 7 days a week, best happy hour around. See you soon.
My brother and I have been on construction sites since a very young age, helping our father, learning construction and carpentry, even rebuilding wooden boats, shaping and bending the wood, focusing on every detail, building it the right way. Our dad showed us the importance of craftsmanship and the difference it makes. Grolic Builders uses the same attention to detail that our father used when he worked on his projects, shaping your vision into a home. We're a family of builders, Grolic Builders, homes built with honor.
Follow WRDE Coast TV on Instagram.
This world is full of stinky things. Your water shouldn't be one of them. Water won't stink with Shore Water Refining. Be sure about your water quality with a free water analysis from Shore Water Refining.
It is 5:17 on this Monday morning. Live look there at Ocean City on our Gateway Subaru cam. Looks like fun over there in Ocean City. The lights are going. Probably not too bad weather. I know it's warm.
Yeah, I see the sand zambonis,
The
as I
sand
refer to them.
zambonis.
They're out and about, getting the beach ready for this morning and
The
afternoon.
Sandbonies. I just made that up.
Patent that one
nice.
quick.
No one
Paige,
take
Paige
it.
has got it right.
A little hybrid.
Well, maybe you guys had a different reaction, but for me, this was a steam bath walking out the door this morning.
Boy, oh boy. You would think it's almost the 4th of July, right? I mean, crazy. It does definitely feel like the 3rd of July. It is very warm and muggy out there. Good morning, everybody. Make sure you scan the QR code in the lower left part of your screen. That will get you to the WRDE weather app. You can track these hot temperatures, the heat index values, and the possibility for storms later on with interactive radar. But look at these temperatures now, 70s, and it's still 82 in Georgetown at this hour, 80 in Rehoboth, 79 Bethany Beach and Milton at 78. And with that humidity, it's that air you can wear. It's only just a little bit of a breeze right now. As we're looking at partly cloudy skies, we had some storms that were approaching us overnight, but then they were falling apart. But I think as we go through the day, we'll see more of a regeneration of those storms. And clouds and radar right now just showing partly cloudy skies. But we do have a cold front back to the west across the Ohio Valley. And as this moves to the east and bumps into all that heat and humidity, we could be looking at severe weather. And that is why it's a first alert weather day. We do have a slight risk or a level 3 risk of seeing severe weather later today into this evening. I think it's mainly this evening. A very low but not zero chance of tornadoes. I think we could be looking at small hail, but the main threat will be strong winds over 60 miles per hour and maybe some local flooding with these storms as we go through time. But before we get to the storms, it will be a hot day. Here's 9 a.m. temperatures already into the mid to upper 80s, and then by noon, lower 90s. Georgetown, Millsboro, Selbyville, even hot along the beaches as well. And by 3:30, this is very hot. 96 Millsboro, maybe 98 in Long Neck with 80s and 90s along the beaches. Then here come the storms this evening. Could pack a punch with some heavy rain, some hail and gusty winds. Those continue through about 8:30. Could see another round, say around 11 p.m. around Georgetown with a very heavy rain and gusty winds. Then that starts to clear out. Then we go into the 4th, and I think we're in pretty good shape. Here's 10 a.m. It's going to be hot and humid once again. Maybe not as hot as today, but that said, still lower 90s in the afternoon. Maybe an isolated shower or storm, but I think we're looking good for the fireworks tomorrow night. It is going to be warm and humid with temperatures into the 80s. Here's our muggy meter, and look at this. Right through the week, we're in that humid to very humid range with dew point temperatures into the 60s and 70s, and that heat index, well, it is back. It's going to feel like 101 today. Scorching temperatures. Use extra caution. Stay hydrated. Find a nice shady spot, but then not as bad as we go through the rest of the week. Mid-90s Tuesday and Wednesday. That feels like temperature. Then lower 90s as we go into Thursday and Friday. Here's your Paul Davis restoration and home remodeling forecast. Certainly looks like July. 95 today with the evening storms, and then Tuesday the 4th, 92. Just an isolated storm. 90 Wednesday. Temperatures do slide down a little bit by Thursday and Friday. Upper 80s. Maybe another storm chance by next weekend. 88 Saturday. Drier and warm on Sunday. We have an umbrella giveaway winner. It is Donna Rind from Frankfort, Delaware. Congratulations, Donna, on your brand new umbrella, courtesy of Paul Davis and Coast TV.
And a reminder, you can hear Coast TV News updates and weather updates throughout the day on our family of radio stations. That is Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3, 93.5 The Beach, and on Big 107.7.
I got jab, jab, cross. Well, if you boxed, you know what I mean. It's a common boxing combination. The Jab and Flow studio over Rehoboth Beach now teaching kids in an upcoming workshop. The goal of the workshop, to equip kids with self-defense skills in order to build self-esteem and prevent bullying. Bullying among kids and teens is very prevalent these days. Jab and Flow owner Will Harris says he wants to get ahead of an already growing problem.
What we've noticed is that a lot of the kids that just aren't capable of handling themselves, like they become easy targets for other kids. They become just a constant victim. You know, it's either that, or if they don't know how to handle themselves, they take things to a further extent. They'll grab weapons because they don't know how to do anything different. So we're trying to catch those kids before things, get out of hand.
Harris says the workshop is from 4:30 to 5:30 on Thursday, July 6th at Jab and Flow. That's on Seaside Outlet Drive in the Rehoboth Beach outlets. And to learn more information, you can check out our article on WRDE.com. Well, coming up as of Saturday, marijuana legal in Maryland. The rush seen at dispensaries for the drug in that state.
And holiday driver safety, how Maryland and Delaware telling drivers to be extra cautious going into Independence Day. Stay tuned on Coast TV News today.
Welcome the new season with a deep cleaning by Stanley Steamer. Our certified technicians will renew your carpets, air ducts, upholstery, tile floors, and more, clearing away the dust and debris. We clean using powerful proprietary equipment and family-safe cleaning solutions to leave your space looking and feeling fresh. Call or go online to schedule your professional cleaning with Stanley Steamer today.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
Download the free WRDE weather app built by Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling.
Honey, where are you?
Whether it's a natural disaster or just everyday life's mishaps, Royal Plus brings calm to the chaos. In disaster's wake, there's one call to make. Royal Plus.
Get your whole bathroom updated by Coastal Bay Construction. Visit their new showroom to see and feel the newest trends and finishes. Tile or maintenance-free acrylic, waterproof flooring, vanity cabinets, granite and quartz tops, Moen fixtures, and lighting options. Call Coastal Bay today and choose free financing for 18 months. Or this luxury lighted mirror free with your complete bath update.
Not just the shower, the whole bathroom.
If it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's Coastal Bay Construction.
Are you looking for a contractor that you can trust? OC Home Services specializes in custom bathrooms, shower installations, kitchen remodeling, cabinets, countertops, backsplashes, interior renovations, flooring, wet bars, interior design, custom woodwork, custom trim, exterior projects, decks, additions, siding, porches, and everything in between. If you can dream it, we can build it. OC Home Services. Professional service you can trust.
Draper Media, an equal opportunity employer, is dedicated to provide broad outreach regarding job vacancies at the station. We seek the help of local organizations in referring qualified applicants to our station. Organizations that wish to receive our vacancy information should email humanresources@wboc.com.
This 4th of July holiday, the Maryland Department of Transportation is reminding everyone, slow down and travel with care as we celebrate the festivities. AAA Mid-Atlantic is projecting nearly 1 million people will travel in Maryland this weekend. Meanwhile, in Delaware, they project more than 142,000 people will travel 50 miles or more. In both states, drivers are asked just to be extra careful. Look out for bikers, walkers, runners, pets, anyone or anything that might be on or near the road. And if you're on foot, just make sure you use a crosswalk and pay attention to your surroundings.
Well, there was a level of enthusiasm in Maryland over the weekend. People were lined up for the first day of the legalization of marijuana in the state. Coast TV's Carmen Holland shows us how this new law is being received in Ocean City.
Today was a big day for the marijuana industry.
It's a huge history-making landmark. Today is a day when we can recreationally as adults participate in cannabis use.
Recreational marijuana is now legal in the state of Maryland, but it comes with some restrictions. It can only be smoked in your private residence and not in public spaces, and you're only allotted 1.5 ounces on you. This new law has been in talks for many years, and the Ocean City Police Department says they are prepared.
Been doing a lot of roll call trainings to make sure everybody has a clear understanding as to the amounts that people are now allowed to possess, all the rules, the changes in citations.
The police department says that private residences includes balconies, even those on the boardwalk. So there could be a lot for people to get used to.
Ocean City is going to smell like cannabis. There's kind of no way around it.
Some say this law should have passed years ago, but the restrictions are necessary.
But at least they did take the smoking off the boardwalk. In that way, you can keep your family in an area that is probably less smoke smelling of the marijuana.
And although there may be strong sides on the use of marijuana, some say this new law isn't any different than what we already know.
You're a grown, responsible adult. You know how to use safety and precautions. You do not drink and drive. You do not smoke cannabis and drive.
The Ocean City Police Department say the next steps is to train all their officers in A-Ride, a way to detect if someone is under the influence of a controlled substance. Now they say although recreational marijuana is now decriminalized, there are still limitations, and if you're going to do it safely. In Ocean City, I'm Carmen Holland, Coast TV News.
Boy, we got a hot day ahead as we continue on this holiday weekend. The beach likely will be a busy place today, Bob.
I suspect that will be the case, Matt and Paige, as we're looking at temperatures soaring into the 90s. We're looking at a low rip current threat today. High UV index, had that higher SPF. Waves around 2 to 4 feet. Ocean City warming into the mid-80s. Watch out for storms later this evening. Could pack a punch. Fenwick Island into the upper 80s as we go into the noon hour. Then farther to the north, it's going to be a toasty ferry ride from Lewis to Cape May, up to 90 later today with some storms. And Rehoboth, similar conditions, hot and humid, close to 90 inland, feeling like 100 at least. I'll have more on the heat and the storms coming up in a couple minutes.
Bob, thank you. Also to come this morning, the National Mall in Washington, D.C. prepares to honor Independence Day, how it's celebrating the 4th.
Also, the prosecutor in the Hunter Biden case denies claims of retaliation, what the IRS official alleges was done to him for speaking out.
And many events took place along the coast this past weekend, all in celebration of Independence Day. How people in Rehoboth Beach took part in these celebrations. Don't go anywhere on Coast TV News today.
Enhance your summertime state of mind with Johnson Seed and Feed. Locally sourced trees, plants, ornamentals, and mulch. And folks that know the land. Keep your Delmarva lawn happy with our lawn checklist and our custom Eastern Shore blend. Your bare feet will thank you. Call ahead to pre-order, pick up curbside, get it delivered, or just come by for pet supplies and so much more. And you'll be singing about our selection for the birds. Summertime's sweeter when you buy local at Johnson Seed and Feed.
Windsor Teak Furniture, Fenwick Island offers the world's best outdoor extension tables with 10 different versions in stock. Tables come with 2 built-in butterfly leaves that could create 3 different sized tables and allows you to open and close in 10 seconds. Tables starting at 66 inches up to 138 inches long and could seat from 6 to 16 people. We have a table for you. Drop by our showroom and smell the teak, or check us out at windsorteakfurniture.com, and remember, teak lasts a lifetime.
All right, ready for this?
Everyone is invited.
Fill your week with Wheel. It's Sweethearts Week, Veterans Week.
It's Teachers Week.
Fabulous Food Week.
Days packed with fun.
Yeah. Hawaii Week, Teen Week.
Margaritaville.
Restock the margarita bar. Maggie, it's Collage Week.
It's College Week.
It's going to be a big week for everybody.
Weeknights at 7 on WRDE.
Pulling up to a great-looking home is nice. Curb appeal is important. But here on the coast, even more important is dock appeal. At T&G Builders, if you can dream it, we can create it. For uncompromising quality, contact T&G Builders to design and build your coastal dream home. Over 30 years of integrity, empathy, and love. T&G Builders, the sign of quality. Visit us online at tg-builders.com.
From the beaches to the bay, coverage you can count on. WRDE Coast TV News Today. Your morning news starts right now.
It's July 3rd, 2023. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pensick. Good morning, Paige.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Paige Marley.
5:31 on this Monday morning. And the big question for the hour, did you miss me, Paige?
Of course I did. Your pictures in Nashville looked really cool, though. But you know who missed you even more than I did?
Was it Bob?
First Alert meteorologist Bob Trihey.
Oh, yes, I did.
Right, Bob?
Yeah, I did every day. I was like, where's Matt? We knew where Matt is, having a good time, taking summer vacation. Anyway, good morning, guys. Good morning, Delmarva. We are looking at very warm and humid conditions. You step out the door, it's like a wall of steam. 82 in Georgetown, 79 in Millsboro, Milton and Lewis at 78, Bethany Beach at 79, and really no relief with the breeze. It's very, very light as we're looking at partly cloudy skies. We had some storms coming at us last night, but those weakened. But as we get hot and humid today, and we have a front back to our west, that will set the stage for the potential severe weather later on. Here is Futurecast this morning. Those temperatures quickly rising. Make sure you have the water with you today to stay hydrated and find a shady spot and take frequent breaks. By noon, 91 Georgetown, 93 Millsboro, 95 in Selbyville. Is this possible? 98 in Long Neck? Ooh, it's possible. 95 at Georgetown, 96 in Ellendale. You factor in the humidity, it will feel like at least 100. Then we're going to see this disturbance slide through, and showers and storms this evening could pack a punch. I'll have more on the storms coming up in just a little bit. Those could continue into the late evening. Today's checklist, don't need the rain gear. Well, maybe this evening, but during the day, stay hydrated, take frequent breaks. It's just going to be hazy, hot, and humid out there. Sunglasses and sunscreen a must as well.
All right, thanks, Bob. Now, people came together to watch some beautiful fireworks in Rehoboth Beach last night.
That's right. I'm glad we get to see some video. I was sad I missed the show. Coast TV's Carmen Holland shows us how people were out and about yesterday to honor the USA.
It's 4th of July weekend. You can see it and feel it everywhere. You can also feel another kind of holiday tradition, traffic.
Oh, it was horrible. It's 4th of July week. It's crazy down here, and they're having fireworks, so it's tough.
But some say it's not uncommon in a place like Rehoboth Beach.
That's one of the hardest things down here is the parking and the traffic, but people seem to know how to maneuver it. Every beach is going to have traffic this time of year.
But the traffic didn't stop people like Emily Skozin and her family from bringing in the 4th in a familiar place.
A great 4th of July party, you know, like everywhere has parades, there's fireworks every night.
And some businesses, like Salty Paws, say the long weekend is something they look forward to each year.
So it's the kickoff of the season. So although June was very busy, 4th of July is always the kind of the kickoff of, the beach.
Whether you're indulging in a boardwalk favorite, enjoying the beach, or licking an ice cream cone, many families, local and visiting, say Rehoboth is where they make their memories for the 4th.
I ordered all our American gear for 4th of July early. My husband even got a shirt because he said, why is everyone getting stuff? So he has his American shirt on too. We wear it proudly.
Oh, the atmosphere is great. I mean, the people are nice. Everybody's friendly. Happy 4th and go USA.
There will be fireworks in Berlin on Monday and Dewey, Ocean City, and Lewis on Tuesday. We will have more 4th of July festivities and traffic advisories on our website. In Rehoboth Beach, I'm Carmen Holland, Coast TV News.
Now on Tuesday, July 4th, the town of Ocean City says fireworks downtown will start at 9:30, but if you want to hear some live music, get there at 8:30. And in Lewis, the Lewis Chamber of Commerce says fireworks will be launched from a barge off Savannah Beach at dusk.
Moving to other news, just hours ago, we had reports of multiple first responders arriving at a scene of a serious crash in Felton.
Yeah, this happened around 7:15 last night.
Delaware State Police say the accident happened at Reeves Crossing Road and Route 13, and they say that road had to be closed off so first responders could work to help the victims.
And that accident involved 2 cars and multiple people had to be taken to a nearby hospital. We'll have more information for you as this story develops. The Delaware prosecutor in the Hunter Biden case denying claims he retaliated against the IRS official who testified in that case. David Weiss sent a letter to House Republicans Friday defending the investigation into Biden's finances, which resulted in him taking a plea deal with the Department of Justice. In the letter, he said he did not retaliate against Gary Shapley, one of the IRS officials who testified in that case. Testimony from Shapley and an unidentified agent detailed what they called a pattern of, quote, slow-walking investigative steps, end quote, and delaying enforcement actions in the months before the 2022 presidential election won by Joe Biden. Last month, Hunter Biden reached a plea deal with the Justice Department that likely spares Biden from time behind bars.
Recreational marijuana now legal in the state of Maryland. This was as of July 1st. It was Saturday. People 21 and over can buy, use, possess, and even grow a small amount of pot. Saturday morning, people were lined up outside of dispensaries waiting to be among the first to legally buy marijuana for personal use. However, there are restrictions to the new law. A person cannot carry more than 1.5 ounces of marijuana. You can only grow 2 small plants. Using marijuana in public still not allowed, so you have to smoke it in private. Also, marijuana cannot be taken outside of the state since it is still illegal under federal law.
The Secret Service found an unknown item on the White House complex Sunday. This discovery prompted local roads in our nation's capital to be briefly shut down near the White House. White House grounds were also evacuated as a result. D.C. Fire and EMS responded to evaluate the item they found. The item in question was later deemed non-hazardous, and those road closures were eventually lifted.
Preparations underway ahead of the National Park Service's annual Independence Day fireworks celebration on the National Mall. The display will be held tomorrow starting at 9:09 p.m. and will be launched from both sides of the Lincoln Memorial Reflecting Pool. There will be security enforced entry points along the National Mall. Bags and coolers will be searched since glass and alcoholic beverages are not allowed. NPS recommends using public transportation since parking will be extremely limited. Got a lot more news to get to. Don't go anywhere.
Coming up, Southern Delaware Therapeutic Riding in Milton. Hey, they're hiring. They say you can apply for a very rewarding position. And Nick's big day. Also news for the Phillies' Nick Castellanos. Would his bat help give the Phillies a series win over the Nats?
And the bill with the goal of preserving the park, how a proposed restaurant led to this action by the General Assembly in Delaware. Stay with us on Coast TV News today.
Today at 4 on Coast Life, we are revisiting an old favorite. Learn from expert prop masters. And travel to Barn Hill Preserve where kangaroos and sloths become a thrilling part of your day. Coast Life today at 4 on Coast TV.
Fill your week with Wheel.
Everyone is invited.
It's Sweethearts Week.
It's Teachers Week.
Teen Week.
Margaritaville.
Restock the margarita bar.
Wheel of Fortune, weeknights at 7 on WRDE.
Home fires are devastating, so confirm right now that your insurance policy will cover today's increased construction costs. Also, do a video walkthrough of your home and belongings. If a fire does occur, your first call should be a locally owned restoration company like Riptide Restoration to secure your property from theft and weather and start working to make your life whole again. Finally, call your insurance company and let them know who you've chosen to work with.
For more information, visit delmarvaexperts.com.
Everyone deserves to be remembered with dignity and respect. The Eastern Shore's most trusted experts in funeral services offer another option for those seeking a simplified alternative. Eastern Shore Cremation and Funeral Services is simple and affordable, serving Delaware, Maryland, and Virginia with convenient phone or virtual consultations. And e-signing makes our streamlined documentation quick and easy. Learn more at easternshorecremation.com. Eastern Shore Cremation and Funeral Services in Berlin. Simply respectful.
Nominated in the top 5 best farm markets in Delaware, Elmer's Market offers local produce, meats, seafood, and delicious baked goods, plus gluten-free items. We're more than just a produce stand. Take a stroll outside to our garden center. We carry an assortment of plants, shrubs, trees, and now check out our new potting bar. Just pick your pot, plant, and take it home. Don't miss our food truck Sundays every Sunday. Elmer's Market, produce, grocery, and garden, bringing you fresh, local quality at its best.
It is exactly 5:41 on this hot and very humid Monday morning. My goodness, here's our dry tech cam. Partly cloudy skies in Ocean City. It's 80 degrees right now in Ocean City, and with the humidity, you could tack on another few degrees to that feels like temperature. 82 in Georgetown, 79 in Millsboro, 78 in Milton Lewis, 78 Bethany Beach at 79, and the wind's really not helping out all that much as we have partly cloudy skies. We do not have any storms right now, but we have energy back to the west, and with the heating of the day, we have a good chance of seeing some storms. And if you've got that ice cream cone, you better eat it fast. It's going to be a puddle in seconds. 95, hazy, hot, and humid today.
All right, Bob, thank you. A Senate bill in the first state with the goal of preserving Cape Henlopen State Park passed the House unanimously. At a public hearing hosted by DENREC earlier this year, about 1,000 people came out to hear DENREC speak on plans for the park, including a proposal to build a restaurant bar on the dune next to Hawk Watch. Public was overwhelmingly against that restaurant, causing DENREC to pause the plan, but this Senate bill would terminate that plan altogether. That bill is now with Governor Carney.
Well, there will be just one Philly player at the All-Star game. Last night it was announced that outfielder Nick Castellanos was selected to the National League squad. Now, earlier in the day, Castellanos had a strong day at the plate in the series finale against the Nationals. Some not-so-brotherly love by the Fanatic on this Sunday. We go to the first inning. Castellanos gets the party started, 2-out homer, his 12th of the season, and the Phils opened with a 1-0 lead. But they were not done in the opening frame. JT Realmuto, 2-run, Jack City. It's a 3-spot in the first for the Phils. We move to the third. Stone Garrett. Big fly, granny style. That swing puts the Nats up 4-3. And then we go to the fifth. There must have been something about that left field porch at the park. Jameer Candelario finds it. Nationals go into Philly and take 2 out of 3. Nats have won 6 out of 8. Orioles score twice in the 8th to pull out a 2-1 win over the Twins. This ends a 4-game losing streak for the Birds. And on the Orioles farm, Samuel Basallo breaks a scoreless tie in the 8th with a grand slam. Shorebirds end the series and the road trip tonight in Lynchburg. Last night, as seen here on Coast TV, a first ever for NASCAR street course racing. This was in Chicago and all past the midway point, and traffic jam on the streets. It started with the 7-car of Corey LaJoie getting into the 4-car of Kevin Harvick. Bottleneck breaks out the caution. 5 laps to go. Racing in his first NASCAR race as part of a one-time deal. Shane Van Giersbergen from New Zealand takes the lead from Justin Haley. And man, Gisbergen, driving for Trackhouse Racing, makes history in Chicago. First-time winner at the first-time race, and for Trackhouse, second straight week, they find victory lane.
Moving to entertainment news, one Hollywood union still striking, another still talking, and another strike could slow things down in Tinseltown even further. David Daniel has an update in today's Hollywood Minute.
The Writers Guild is nearing the 9-week mark in its dispute with the studios and streaming outlets, while SAG-AFTRA, the actors union, has extended its negotiations to avoid a strike through July 12th. And now the local hospitality union, housekeepers, dishwashers, and cooks, has announced its own walkout. Some 15,000 members of that union work at more than 60 area properties, including such Hollywood go-tos for press junkets and production shoots as the Chateau Marmont, the Beverly Hilton, and the Beverly Wilshire.
Hey, $3,000, fix my car and I'll do it. No.
Daruma is believed to be the first film starring two disabled leads, Tobias Forrest and John W. Lawson, in a story that's not about disability. The feature made its debut to a packed house at the recent Dances with Films festival at Hollywood's TCL Chinese Theater. Up to 25% of Americans identify as having a disability, but few disabled actors are regulars in TV and film. July is Disability Pride Month. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Coming up, if you're looking to make a difference in your community, this may be the place for you, how you can apply.
And we're looking at a hot and humid day for Delmarva. The water will be the place to be. Later today, we have a threat for severe weather that lasts into tonight. I'll tell you how long the heat stays around and what to expect with the storms after the break on Coast TV News.
Summer has arrived, and Rudy Marine is offering discounts along with closeouts and leftover deals on all boats in stock. Bentley Pontoons, Sunchaser, Jono Cruisers. Come to Rudy Marine now, because once they're gone, they're gone. Rudy Marine, where family boating begins.
Scrambler, Ferris wheel, oyster sandwiches. The Hebron Fireman's Carnival is here. Bingo is ready to go and funnel cakes are ready to eat. Stop by for a family traditional fun with rides, food, and games. Plus, this year, the fire department is raffling off a Coleman electric golf cart with trailer. Hebron Fireman's Carnival. Kitchen opens at 6:30. Rides at 7:15. Go to HebronVFD.com for dates and times. Hebron Fireman's Carnival, located on Main Street next to the Firehouse in Hebron.
Hi, I'm Chris Adams, owner of Mattress Peddlers, your local family-owned mattress retailer. Have you ever heard someone say, I'd love to spend $8,000 on an air mattress? No? Me neither. So why break the bank for a mattress you're going to set once and never adjust again? If you need a solution for separate firmnesses for each side of the bed, there's a Split King that can do the job. Your comfort is important, but so is your bank account. Choose wisely.
Mattress Peddlers. For more information, visit DelmarvaExperts.com.
Coverage on the road, in your community, and along the coast. The WRDE IG Burton First Alert Weather Jeep, live on the street, day or night. From breaking news to weather in your town.
We are now just north of Dublin Hill, and as you can see, if you take a look here outside, the rain is starting.
The WRDE IG Burton First Alert Weather Jeep. Coverage you can count on.
Summer is here, and Rudy Marine is offering huge discounts on the largest selection of top-quality boats in stock. We carry a massive Yamaha engine inventory ready for immediate delivery. Come to Rudy Marine now, because once they're gone, they're gone. Rudy Marine, where family boating begins.
It is 5:47 on this Monday morning. A live look there. That's our Tidal Health camera. Pretty nice way to start the day there. A little cloudy, but don't forget, when you walk outside, ooh, it's going to hit you. It's muggy.
Yeah, all quiet there on July 3rd, on this July 3rd morning. You know, Paige and Bob, we know it's going to be a hot one. We know it's going to be hot today, but the temperature itself is not the reason why we have this first alert weather day.
Yeah, you were asking about that before, Matt. You said, is it a first alert weather day for the temperatures? And it's not. It's going to be stifling hot, no doubt about that, but it's actually for the storms that we will be seeing later on. So it's going to be hot and humid with storms as we go into the evening. Make sure you scan the QR code, lower left part of your screen. That will get you to the WRDE weather app. You could track the storms later. You could track the warm temperatures, too. 79 in Millsboro. Hard to believe it's still 82 in Georgetown. 76 in Selbyville. 70 79 Bethany Beach, Lewis 78, Milton 78 degrees, and we've got a light southwesterly wind right now. That breeze not going to cool you off. It's like walking out to a steam bath. It's that air you can wear. Looking at partly cloudy skies right now, and things are quiet, but we're going to see a lot of heat and humidity building through the day. And there is a cold front back to the west, and that will start to head our way. And as it does, that's going to bump into a lot of hot, sticky air. And with the energy in the atmosphere, we do have a chance of storms later on, and some of those could be severe. You can see this yellow area indicating that slight risk across Delmarva. Now, a very low chance of tornadoes. Not really worried about that. A small chance of hail, strong winds. That's what I'm worried about. Maybe wind gusts in excess of 60 miles per hour. Later today, make sure you have the outdoor furniture tied down or at least secured. And we could see some local flooding too. Now, through the day, it's the heat and humidity building in. Temperatures surging through the 80s this morning, and by noon around 91 in Georgetown, 93 Millsboro, 80s and 90s along the beaches, 96 in Millsboro later on today. Wow, perhaps 98 in Long Neck. That's pretty crazy, and it's going to feel like at least 100. Then this evening, we see those storms coming in to break the heat a little bit with some of the strong to possibly severe storms. 8:30, maybe 9 o'clock, maybe even 11. We're looking at some heavy storms as well. Then they'll start to move out overnight, and then for the 4th of July, looking good. Maybe a stray storm here and there, not a big deal, and a few degrees cooler, but still hot. Lower 90s inland, 80s along the beaches, and I think we're looking good for the fireworks as we go into tomorrow evening. It should be dry. The muggy meter the next few days, it's going to be humid to very humid. So you take the temperature plus the humidity, and that feels like temperature today. Use extreme caution, feeling like 101, but not as bad. Mid-90s Tuesday and Wednesday, and then lower 90s Thursday and Friday. So I think today is actually the worst day for the heat and humidity. Here's your Paul Davis 7-day forecast. 95 today. Once again, feeling like over 100 at times. Watch out for those evening storms. For the 4th, 92, and we're looking at an isolated thunderstorm. It should not be a washout or anything for the cookout or fireworks. 90 Wednesday, 89 Thursday, 88 Friday. That's pretty normal for this time of year. And right now, the weekend, not bad. Some storms Saturday, 88, and then drier and still warm on Sunday, 89.
All right, thanks, Bob. Now, if you're looking for a job to make a difference in the community, there is an open position at Southern Delaware Therapeutic Riding in Milton. This could be for you. The organization is looking for an executive director with strong fundraising and leadership skills, and this person would help with SDTR's mission, which is to improve the physical and emotional well-being of children and adults living with disabilities, and they do this through equine-assisted therapy.
After the break, the Biden administration still going forward with its plans for Medicare despite some lawsuits. How medication prices could be impacted.
So, are you ready to start enjoying some more time almost outdoors? Of course, I'm talking about your screen porch.
If you want to protect your furniture, even in the worst rainstorms, the Porch Protection System will keep your investment protected and dry. Just drop the curtains when there's bad weather and roll them up when it's good again.
So call Porch Protection System today for a free estimate, so you can start enjoying more of your time almost outdoors year-round.
For more information about porch protection systems, visit Delmarva Experts on WBOC.com.
Draper Media is searching for a traffic coordinator for our TV and radio properties, including WBOC and WRDE. Work closely with our sales team by managing commercial inventory and organizing the programming log. Candidates should have excellent data communication skills and be capable of performing under fluctuating workloads and deadlines. It's an extremely detailed-oriented job with full benefits, including 401k. Join the Draper Media team today as our next traffic coordinator. Go to DraperMediaJobs.com to learn more and apply. Draper Media is an equal opportunity employer.
Well, Tommy, here's another roof I got to get done today.
Leave this one to me, Tom.
Got that one done.
You got the next one.
There's good.
There's better. And then there's more.
I was told I would have to live with a burning pain in my feet.
Not true. Acupuncture can help. Acupuncture is a holistic approach to treating neuropathy that does not require pharmaceuticals.
When I was diagnosed with neuropathy, I didn't think anything could help my pain. After starting my treatments, I'm able to be myself again.
Customized treatment plans can relieve your pain. Acupuncture is often the last resort with the best results.
To learn more about Delmarva Acupuncture and Wellness Center, visit delmarvaexperts.com.
Turn your vision into a reality with Capstone Homes Design Center, bringing personalization, luxury, and quality all into one location, where you'll meet with our certified design consultant that'll show you exactly what you're choosing, so you can make the best choice for you when designing your new home. From first home to vacation houses, we build and design homes for everyone. Set up your appointment now and design your dream home today at Capstone Homes.
The Biden administration moving forward with plans for Medicare to negotiate directly with drug makers, this despite several lawsuits. The Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, or CMS, released new guidance for the program, including how the agency will select the first set of medications. CMS will announce the first 10 drugs selected for negotiation by September 1st. Then, Medicare and drug makers will begin negotiations. The agreed-upon prices will go effective in 2026. 2 pharmaceutical companies and 2 industry groups have filed lawsuits, arguing this program is unconstitutional. In a statement, U.S. Health and Human Services Secretary said pharmaceutical companies have made record profits for decades. He says the Department of Health and Human Services, quote, won't be deterred, end quote.
Centers for Disease Control and Prevention have given the green light to 2 new RSV vaccines for older adults and expects them to be available in the fall. The endorsement from the CDC director follows recommendations from the agency's Independent Vaccine Advisory Committee and approvals from the Food and Drug Administration. The vaccine from GSK, formerly called GlaxoSmithKline, was the first RSV vaccine for older adults, and the vaccine from Pfizer was the second to be approved by the federal agencies. RSV is a highly contagious virus that causes flu-like illnesses in people of all ages.
It's 5:55 this morning. Time now to check in with our Coastal Pet of the Day, brought to you by Maggie's Pet Boutique.
And today's Coastal Pets, plural, of the day, we got Stella, the chocolate lab, and Willow, the black labradoodle. And their owner says that every morning they wake up at 6 a.m. so they can tune into Coast TV News Today. As you can see from the picture, they're dressed and ready to celebrate the holiday.
Oh, so they're still sleeping right now. They'll be up in
I think we got
4 minutes.
4 minutes.
Okay,
right?
we'll say hi to them then next hour.
Okay.
That sounds good. All right, we want to see more of your pets on Delmarva. Send us some photos. Tell us what makes your pets so special. Take a look at your screen.
Or you can email us at content@WRDE.com, then watch weekdays from 5 to 7 a.m. to see all the pets we feature. And I hope you did that yesterday. Don't forget to check out our Facebook page every Sunday to see the pets for the upcoming week.
It's 5:56 now. Time for a quick look at your forecast before you head out that door.
Bob, hot today.
Hot today. Make sure your four-legged friends have plenty of water. Make sure you check on your neighbors, too, your elderly neighbors. Make sure they have enough air conditioning because it will be a hot day. It's a very warm start. Temperatures quickly rising through the 80s today. And with the humidity by the afternoon, it's going to feel like at least 100 degrees, around 94, 95, the actual high later today. And it is the first alert weather day for the potential of strong to severe storms for this evening. Here's your Paul Davis 10-day forecast. I think today's the hottest day of the next 5. 92 on the 4th, just an isolated storm. Looking good for the fireworks. Then we keep it right around 90 and dry Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Maybe another storm chance by Saturday. Warm and humid into the following week with a few more storms.
All right, thanks, Bob. Coming up in our next hour, legalized marijuana and the counter moves being considered by some Delaware coastal communities. That and more when Coast TV News Today continues.